did you provide us with the text message where you offered to pay her half?
We talked about it in person. So that conversation that we had the day before I left to go to my
okay.
boyfriend.
So you have a text message to her where you say the negotiation for a future discount during your stay is not up for discussion or negotiation.
Right, Your Honor, because she had come to me, she wanted like a conversation, and then that's when I said that she wanted to pay. First, we agreed on $900. Now I was still covering a portion of that rent and all utilities, internet, everything. I was covering for her because I knew that her budget was $900, and then she wanted to go to $450.
Right, that was what I asked you earlier. She wanted to pay half.
She had asked to do it for the entirety, even though I was going to be gone in a week.
But you were supposed to be gone 3 weeks earlier. So why would she ever think you were actually going to be gone in a week?
I was telling her, and
your word is no good at this point to her.
I had the flight booked, Your Honor.
You had a flight booked before, and then you didn't go. And it had been weeks and weeks of excuses and excuses. All right. Were you allowed to sublet your apartment?
Yes, if she did a background check.
Did she do a background check?
No. She did agree in writing that she would do it, but then once she came in, she was just...
All right. Please go to your agreement. Plaintiff's Exhibit A, page 4. Subletter agrees, this is the plaintiff is agreeing, to let anyone asking know that you're away on work, which you are not, and to state that you return frequently enough. Plaintiff is not permitted to disclose the sublease agreement or that she is staying longer than 10-day intervals at a time. This is to ensure that the formal lease stays valid.
Correct, Your Honor. And I also...
That's because you weren't allowed to sublet. What's the point of that provision?
Because I didn't want anyone to know my personal comings and goings, and as you can see in the photos, I had neighbors that were very close.
And so the lease would stay valid because there was an agreement in your lease about guests staying more than 10 days at a time, right?
If she did a background check, then that wouldn't be an issue, but I wanted to have something in writing if she was going to talk to my neighbors who lived very
That's
close.
not true. This isn't about talking to neighbors.
Ma'am,
this is about your formal lease.
Your Honor, I have no reason to lie to you.
All right. Why did you sign a lease where you knew you weren't supposed to be subletting? Because you read that paragraph too.
Because I trusted her, and because
you just thought it would be fine to keep secret?
I thought that it was going to work out.
She wanted the secret.
All right, so why shouldn't we just throw this whole thing out then?
It is very messy.
It's worse than messy, but I'm going to go ahead and open this up to my colleague.
If you were willing to engage in a deliberate deception from the actual owner of the premises, there is a long-standing principle in the law that you don't have clean hands. Why should we enforce a contract that was really improper against public policy? An agreement to deceive somebody else, a third party. We'll address that. Do you have any other questions?
No.
Do you have any questions, Judge? All right, thank you both. You're both excused while we deliberate in this matter. All right, we've reached a verdict. It's unanimous. The plaintiff's suit was essentially to unwind this deal and give her back some money that she felt she fairly deserved. Your countersuit was audacious. You had essentially a disdain for the obligations of one person to another that permitted you to suggest a deal that would deceive your own landlord.
If she did the
and so,
background check.
please don't, you've had your chance to speak. This is our perception of what you did. And our perception doesn't go to the legal rationale that your damages were caused by the plaintiff. They were caused by your own behavior. And then to intimate in some way that she was threatening your life by leaving, as you put it in your papers, a trail of blood from your entrance to a car, where do you come up with the audacity to make those conclusions?
Because it's really gross
and
upsetting, Your Honor.
Your countersuit fails completely. We looked at this issue of unclean hands. As Judge Juarez pointed out, you were seeking to unwind the deal. I'm not saying that you're necessarily totally innocent, but it seems that you were trying to accommodate the defendant, and this doesn't rise to the level of what we think would be against public policy. So our verdict is in your favor for the full amount that you requested, $1,330 in favor of the plaintiff.